Welcome to Anchored VBS. We're so glad that you could join us at home. Today in VBS, we are going to learn a story about the Apostle Paul. And in that story, Paul goes on a ship ride. Now, we are going to learn in this story that God is faithful, so trust God. Every time I say God is faithful, you're going to go, trust God, and you're going to see that God is with Paul through all aspects of the story. So since this story takes place on the sea, we're going to take a quick little swim right now. So get your swimming arms ready. Go ahead, swim in place. Go down under the sea. Check out the little fish down there. Maybe you see a sea turtle or some seaweeds or a nice sandy bottom. All right, come back up to the top, and now we are going to get into our Bible story just a little bit. So our story is about the Apostle Paul, and it is from the Bible in Acts chapter 27. And in this story, there is a storm and a shipwreck. But God is faithful, so trust God. Paul learns to trust God. Paul is a friend of Jesus, and he loves Jesus, and Jesus loves him so much that he spreads God's love through Jesus all around to all the people that he comes in contact with. And some people were really not happy with that message. They felt like Paul wasn't telling the truth, but it was a true story that Jesus died on the cross for all people. So some of those people that were angry with Paul actually put him in prison. And for Paul to avoid staying in prison forever, he asked to go see Caesar. And to do so, he had to go on a really long ship ride. And that's where our story begins. So right now, parents, I need you to look in the bag and find your day 1 Bible story baggie, and inside there are blue streamers. Go ahead and pass out the little blue streamers to all of your ship crewmates, aka your kids, and we are going to make some waves. Because when Paul was a prisoner, he was put on a ship to go all the way to Rome. They started out on the ship and there were just little waves. So everybody make little waves, low to the ground. They're nice gentle waves. But after a little bit of time on the boat, there was a storm. So medium waves, go ahead, medium waves. There was medium waves, and the storm got worse. Big waves, big waves. And all the people on the boat were scared, and they didn't know what to do. And the storm actually lasted for 14 days. That's right, 14 days. Can you think of the last storm that you had at your house? I bet it lasted maybe one afternoon or one night, and then in the morning everything was better. But this storm that Paul was in lasted for 14 days. That's 14 days of no sun in the sky because there's lots of storm clouds, no moon at night because of all the storm clouds, and the people were really scared. In fact, the soldiers that were watching the prisoners were so scared that they even forgot to eat lunch and dinner. They didn't eat for many, many days, and they were very scared. So Paul prays to God and says, God, please save us. And God is faithful, so trust God. God told Paul in a special message that nobody on the ship, either the prisoners or the soldiers, were going to die. Everyone was going to be safe. Now this is still while the storm is going on. Keep your storm going on, but still listen. The storm was still going on, and Paul went to the soldiers and said, my God is faithful, so trust God. He said that nobody is going to die on this trip. Everyone is going to be saved. So it's okay. Go ahead and eat something so that you have strength, because tomorrow is the last day and the storm will be over. So they take some food and they're feeling really better. And then next morning when they woke up, guess what? The sun was out, the waves were down. Go ahead and set your waves down because the waves were still. And guess what they saw? They saw the sun up above, and they saw waters that were calm, just like our streamers on the ground. And they saw land. And they were really excited. They're like, we're saved, but they couldn't get the ship to land. So what they had to do is they had to swim to land. You ready to swim with me? All right, we're not fish now. We are either soldiers or prisoners, and we're swimming to land. So go ahead, swim to land, swim in place. Yep, we're swimming. If you want to swim around your living room or wherever you are right now, you can swim. And they got to land, and guess what? Paul said to the soldiers, count everyone and make sure everyone's here. So you at home right now, count everybody in your group. Everybody in the room, is everybody there? Just like everybody is still there, everyone made it to land and everyone was faithful. Everyone was saved. So God is faithful. Trust God. All right. Our next section of our story . That is the end of our story, but I want to ask you, have you ever had a storm in your life? Have you ever had a tough time? Maybe it was a time where you got really sick, or there was maybe a scary storm outside and you were really worried about not being safe. Well, guess what? Just like God was with Paul and he was faithful to Paul, God is faithful to you. So God is faithful. Trust God. Even when you're scared, you can trust in God to take care of you. All right, that's all for today. Goodbye. We'll see you with tomorrow's Bible lesson.